Hello.
Yeah. We did it. We did it.
Here again.
And this is the easiest thing we've ever done in our lives with a cell phone. I don't know why we had to wait for Antonio to tell us.
Well, modern technology. It's great, isn't it? Hey, welcome back to Talk to the Docs.
Today we're going to be going over a sleeping position, and sleeping is very important. Why, Doc?
Because if you're not sleeping very well, you're in kink positions. You wake up.
And not in a good way, okay?
Oh, I have seen this. After waking, I went to bed great last night, Doc. I woke up and I'm standing. My back is going north and my upper back's going south. What's wrong? Well, what we want to do is try to eliminate some of those problems that you are experiencing, so you can enjoy a fuller life throughout the day.
And another thing that we want to remind you kids is that all throughout our episodes, if you have any questions, comment on it and we're going to answer them right on the spot. So use us and abuse us, and we can zig and zag, and whatever you guys got on your mind, we can give you an answer to the best of our ability. So today it's very important, just like Doc was saying, that we focus on sleeping. Sleeping is the most important aspect of human recovery. The only time that the human body recovers is during sleep. Each sleep cycle has a 90-minute segment. So when you hear that 8 hours of sleep is what you're supposed to get, that is fake news. It's actually 7. So if you're going to be up and about and you don't have a lot of time to sleep, make sure that you're getting at least 90 minutes of sleep. That's going to get you into the great recovery, and that's all you really need. So if you can, if time allows you to with your work schedule and your life, you want to try to aim for 3 sleep cycles a night. But remember, a sleep cycle is 90 minutes, and that is the only time that your body repairs itself. So scientifically, we got that under control. And one more thing that a lot of my patients, I don't know about you, Doc, but chime in on this, talk to me about is, when should I stop eating? And then we're talking about sleep, and food has a lot to do with life also, because you need to eat and drink to stay alive. I don't know. So a lot of people think that it is not healthy to eat before you go to bed, but let me just give you a little tidbit of information. If you are hungry, you must eat no matter what time. Because remember, when you're sleeping, that's the only time that your body repairs itself. And you need calories and nutrients to repair yourself. So you never want to go to bed hungry. It's what you eat that's important. So you do not want to eat a big meal, because remember, specifically carbohydrates. Carbohydrates turn into energy. So if you're eating them when you're sleeping, they get stored as fat. So like a quarter cup of raw nuts, even an apple, berries, like
good stuff.
A little piece of lunch meat,
little protein.
Carrot. Protein's the best. Protein's the best. So
Protein.
it's very important that you have something to eat before you go to bed. We should actually do a supplement episode, because supplements are important too, right?
Not a bad idea.
So just with that little segment, Doc's going to take over, and we're going to get down and dirty with sleeping.
But you do need some energy, because your body has to repair itself. It needs something, the nutrients, in order to sustain life. Sugar, no good. Okay,
no good. That's energy.
So protein, if you can. But Doc, I've always heard too. What's this REM? R-E-M? Isn't that a group from the 80s? What's REM? Do we need that in our sleep patterns?
We do.
Tell me a little. Just quickly.
Yeah, very easy. We're going to just break it down. Remember, we were just talking about that 90-minute sleep cycle? Well, that's when you're getting your REM sleep. That's when you're in your deep recovery, your dream state. So we want to get into a fully relaxed state. And when you're sleeping, when a person is sleeping on their side, or they're sleeping with their arm propped up, did you know that you're actually never at full rest, because your body is pushing into the mattress, holding yourself up? So just like what Doc was saying in the very beginning, that you go to bed feeling great because you're all warmed up, and you wake up feeling crappy and more tired than you did before you went to bed, and more things hurt. A lot of my patients come to me with injuries. They have no idea how it happened. And the first thing that I look at is how they are sleeping. And the majority of time, it is their sleeping position, because over years, and we do not know how long we've been propping ourselves up or holding ourselves up on our side like this, or pushing our knees up for side sleeping. And we'll show you some moves that you're gonna be doing. So we'll teach you tricks on how to do them correctly, so you can actually relax your body and get into that deep REM sleep and repair yourselves.
Which I thought was a group in the 80s, but then I find out it's called rapid eye movement. So there's a whole scientific background on this REM.
And another thing about that REM, that deep sleep, is in that 90-minute window, your body is secreting a hormone called growth hormone, and that's the hormone that repairs you on a cellular level. So it also slows down the aging process. So I mean, if that's going to trick you into trying to sleep correctly, anti-aging, reversing the signs of aging is awesome. And also for you girls, sleeping correctly stops these wrinkles from I know that a lot of people don't care about women. We care. So there's a lot of truth to it. And another thing that is really profound that nobody thinks about is inflammation. So when we're sleeping incorrectly, we are setting ourselves up for a lot of inflammation, specifically if we have arthritis or we suffer from edema or poor circulatory systems anyway. We're actually causing more harm on our body. So sleeping isn't just to get rest. It is for general health and longevity and being happy, more productive people.
So that's why you need to get in that 90-minute cycle. And a lot of people don't get into that due to a whole bunch of various reasons. But for me personally, how many times, I'm sleeping like this, and this, and you're kind of in a semi-conscious mode, but
right?
all your muscles are tight. You're like this when you're sleeping. So what I like to do, I just start to relax everything. And then I fall right back asleep and get into a good deep sleep when things are relaxed. So that's a really, really good point.
Absolutely. And just to add on to what Doc just said, and I know this firsthand. I love you, love. I love my husband with all my heart and soul. But he loves the TV on. And I'm telling you, this is science, kids. You must not have your cell phones on. So if you use them for an alarm, you need to turn the volume all the way off, turn it upside down. I promise, because I use my cell phone to wake my ass up at 2 a.m.
Yeah, okay.
It will still go off, but you don't want that light. And furthermore, we're anticipating, like, you want to see who's texting us or who's on Facebook, what's going on, new news. All these things are going on our phones, so it lights up all the time. And we're human, and we're attached to our phones. So it's really important that we get that out of the way.
You're sleeping. Get rid of that junk.
Secondly, you want your room to be, it's called a trigger point. So this is really fascinating. You guys are going to get a lot of information today.
more than what we bargained.
More than what we thought. So remember, if you have any questions, just chime in. All right. So there's called trigger points, and we're going to get a little bit on nutrition. I don't know about Doc, but what I'd like to do is whatever we're on a topic, we can segue into a lot of things that are pertinent to the topic that we're talking about.
Stuff that we never even thought we'd get into.
Yeah, so this is very important, specifically when it comes to your health. So they're called trigger points. And if you are having your TV or your laptop in your room, you train yourself to feel a certain way. So if you're used to being on your computer, sitting in your bed, doing your work, and your work is very stressful, then when you lay down in that specific position to go to bed, your body is trained to feel anxious. So you have to keep this into mind. When you look at your bed, it's for a couple things, and everything is good and ends up in sleep. We want to end up relaxed. It's very important. Not to eat, not to work, not to do anything else, but to have a relaxation, something positive that's going to cause you to want to be there and fall asleep comfortably. You should not have your TV on. It needs to be turned off because the light from the TV and that background noise, contrary to what people think, science proves that it causes you not to get into that deep sleep. Not to. So you may be resting, but your body needs to secrete specific chemicals for the reparation aspect of it. Furthermore, this also goes with food. So if you're eating in bed and you're trying to lose weight or your health, like you're suffering from type 2 diabetes, high cholesterol, something like that, when you sit in bed, even if you're not hungry, it's a trigger point. You're going to want to eat. So you need to pick one place to have your food that you're not going to be watching TV. You need to pick your bed for sleep and other adult activities. Not watching TV, not doing work, and not eating. It's very important that you start changing habits or you're never, ever going to heal. Also on the side of health, sleep helps with so many pre-existing conditions you have no idea. It's so important to stay hydrated. Even if you wake up in the middle of the night to have to go to the bathroom, it's fine. You're going to fall back to sleep. A healthy body and a healthy sleeping position is going to change your world in 72 hours. Give the experiment 3 nights and you're going to just, everything in your life is going to change. I can guarantee it.
Just try it and get back to us. Seriously.
Yeah.
Seriously. And you should be eating what they call the dining room, not in the bed.
Correct.
So keep everything separate. Okay? So there you go. Any other questions or anything?
No, let's get going.
Okay, well, we will get going. But think about your body, your posture all day long being straight up and down, okay? You're not looking off to the side. You're not all kinked up walking around all day long, correct? Otherwise, your body's going to start to hurt. Boom, boom, boom. It's the same thing with your sleeping patterns. So why don't we go over a few of them? Number one, patients always ask, well, I sleep on my stomach. That's the only way. Really? Why? Number one, it hurts the organs. It compresses into the body. But for me,
I'm sorry. I just thought. Sorry. Those of you who know me know that this is just, you're gonna get this all the time. You just reminded me of something. Thank you. Sleep apnea. Sleep apnea. Oh my goodness. Okay. Not only it's caused by a lot of things. Most people are brainwashed to think that sleep apnea is because you're overweight. That's not true. Not true. Now, in some cases, it is if you're carrying a lot of body fat here and it's compressing on your chest. But sleeping position is the #1 cause of sleep apnea because you're using these pillows, and we're going to show you the pillow debauchery in a moment. Actually, you can take over that one. And when you're sleeping with your pillows, it pushes your head forward, which closes off the esophagus, and it causes you to sleep incorrectly. And also sinus drainage. You're not draining correctly, right? So there's a lot of things. Side sleeping. Remember we talked about the wrinkles, but not only the wrinkles, it also causes chest compression. And what Doc was just saying about sleeping on your stomach, that is the worst health position you could ever have, ever for your body.
It's hard on the organs, hard on your heart. Just think about all that pressure on your heart. Heart has to work hard.
Circulation,
all that.
All kinds of stuff. So show us.
Why don't we look at a few of these things? First of all, let's start off. Well, I'm going to start off. How many people read in bed, and then they fall asleep like this? Look at where the neck, just like what you were talking about. You can't do that. You can't do that. You have to be in a relaxed position. But let's go over #1. Sleeping on the stomach. Oh, I just love sleeping on my stomach. I got my shoulder here, or it's over here on my stomach.
Okay, you know what? This is awesome. All right, so when you're let's do this. Let's do this. So when you're sleeping, if this table breaks, it's gonna be.
It's not my fault.
It's mine.
You got insurance?
Yeah. So when you're sleeping on your stomach, You're not gonna put your elbow back up like you had it.
Well, I might. I don't know.
Most of us don't have a massage table or a twin bed. All right, so you see his position here. So there's pressure on his lower back because of his hip position. And a lot of you, and I know this for a fact because I hear it every day, have hip pain. So if you look, there's pressure points on the right hip because that's the hip that he's pushing into the bed. A lot of people think that their mattresses need to be changed. Do not waste your money on a new mattress. Try a new sleeping position first. And also, if you look at the knee position, he's pushing down to hold his body up. So if you're activating your inner thigh, that's going to cause a lot of structural imbalances. Over time, that's going to cause what's called an internal rotation of the femur. And that's when the leg starts to roll in like this. And then we start getting knee pain, hip pain. It starts hyperextending these muscles. And we're going to go over that in our next episode in June. Stretching and the link tension relationship of muscles and how important it is for taking away all of your pain. But the pressure points are so incredibly important, specifically in the long term of movement and structural integrity. So when we're pushing down, specifically for side sleepers, when people sleep on their back because of the pressure, and it sometimes causes the body to feel, like Doc was saying, that it's suffocating because now the lungs cannot expand and contract anymore. So a person will automatically, because they sometimes stop breathing for a moment, turn on their side like this with a little bit of space. When that happens, now we're pushing with the top leg into the bed, and that causes an overactivity of the inner thigh, which causes what we talked about, which can lead to sciatic issues and a lot of other problems. Also, if the opposite side of the body, we have a hyperextension, which elongates all of the muscles on this side, which can actually exacerbate if you have scoliosis, and it can also cause scoliosis problems. It can also cause neck issues because now we have these muscles are contracting.
Like this, or people are like this. Would you walk around all day long with your neck like this?
Depends on what I'm looking at.
Well, it depends.
My husband's over there, I
will. But, no, you're not going to. It needs to be straight.
True story.
That's what causes
True
those
story.
kinks and everything. Oh, my sore. Okay,
so the reason why we're going over all the things that happen in weird sleeping positions is because the feelings that you may be having in your body right now, you can say, oh my gosh, an epiphany will happen and go, that's what I'm doing. And so it won't be so scary to go, okay, I don't know why I'm hurting so badly because I'm not doing anything in my life, but my body feels like it's falling apart, and this is why. So these are the sleeping positions that we want to try to get you out of, but we do know that the body's habitual and you will eventually move into these sleeping positions. So we want to teach you how to use your pillows correctly to sleep in the position that you're accustomed to, but correctly.
Exactly. Now, what's the best position to really be in? Should it be on your back or should it be on your side?
I'm really glad you asked that.
What if we are? Let's put it that way.
So this is, if in a perfect world, and you can obtain perfection when you're sleeping, I promise. I'm going to teach that to you right now. We want to be on our back because that is the anatomical position. This is the anatomical position with our palms up. And specifically if we're having what's called a cervical protraction and shoulder protraction, and this happens to most people who are on their computers for a long time, it's this. And we really want to start taking that away from you because it causes a lot of pain. So when we're sleeping, we want to find a way to be like this. It opens up the shoulders and it contracts the back of the muscles here and it puts you into a neutral position. So this is a free experiment. And this is what my husband and I do. So you want hand towels, and I use 2 of them. So you fold them in half.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hey, you're sleeping over there.
I think I was falling asleep. Go ahead, I'm listening.
And then you roll them up. And you can use rubber bands or hair ties. I have hair ties. And we're going to experiment on Doc. So at home, you want to take away your pillows. These are no bueno for putting your head on. They're good for other things, but not for your head. So we're going to find the perfect height for our pillow. Lift up your head.
You know what I found? Oh, yeah.
So to find the perfect width for your hand towels, we want it to be at the base of the head, like right on the base of the neck. And you see how his head just came back a little bit and the base of his skull is on the mattress? He is now in neutral position. This is neutral. So a lot of people that have cervical protraction, specifically when you're working on your computers or people who are driving for long periods of time, they have a lot of pain. These muscles right here should be long. These should be short. So we'll talk about this in our next episode, but just this is important for this episode. So when we start getting into perfect position, the length tension relationship of the body is correct, it's going to cause pain and it's going to feel like you should be doing the opposite. It's only because we're trying to release the muscles that have been tight and tighten the muscles that have been long. Now this is the neutral position and his shoulders are down and he is in proper alignment. So now there's no pressure points. The body has nothing to hold itself up on. If you are having problems with your knees or your back because your back is really tight, now comes the pillows. Now, Doc, let's pretend that he is a right side sleeper.
I am. Let's not pretend.
All right. So then we're going to use our biggest pillow and we're going to fall asleep with it by his side.
I do sleep.
We're going to take the other pillow, lift up your legs, and we're going to place it firstly underneath his knees. We're going to get into a V stance. So a V stance for future, going further in the future, is like this. So we want to have a V stance because we want the body to be in alignment. We don't want the outside of the legs to be hyperextended because remember that causes sciatic problems and unstable joints. It could also exacerbate plantar fasciitis. So on a little side note, sleeping correctly helps heal plantar fasciitis, which takes over a year to heal, by the way. So his feet are rolling out. So now we have every muscle in his body is in proper length tension relationship. This is the way that the human body should start sleeping. We do realize that this is not how you're going to end. So during the night, so let's just pretend that Doc's been asleep for an hour and he's starting to get into deep REM, his deep sleep. Now, he's going...
Is that the group or the REM sleep?
Both.
Oh, both, okay.
So he's going to start, because they do it too. Okay. So he's going to start rotating onto his right side.
Yeah, I do that. You got me down.
So now, you see how the pillow height kept his spine in alignment. The only thing is that if he has hip problems, he's going to want to take this pillow and put it between his legs.
Oh, yeah.
Now he's in proper alignment. This pillow is now holding him up. There is no more pressure points on any of his joints. So he's going to wake up in the morning fully refreshed and healed. So this right here is the way that you should properly side sleep. Now, if you're a traditional stomach sleeper, this position right here with the pillows will stop you from rolling onto your tummy. So if he is a stomach sleeper, that's as far as he's going to get because now the pillow is here to actually prop him up. And it's going to be more comfortable because remember now he can breathe. And what's breathing? The number one cause of life.
You have to breathe.
So this is proper sleeping position on the side. This is the best way, and we guarantee it, pretty much guarantee.
You know what I do too? Of course, I'm crazy. I have this pillow. I put one right here also. Keeps me from going there. So I am all what they call strapped in but comfortable and relaxed. I don't have to worry about hey, am I going too far? These are all supporting me. I can relax everything. So I put one right here too.
So the pillows are going to be, just like Doc was saying, your props. They're wherever you feel that you need to be pushed into a position that you can actually find 100% relaxation. That's where you're going to place your pillows. But you're no longer going to be using traditional pillows for your head, just like we talked about in the beginning of our date together. You're going to be experimenting with the size of your hand towel concoction. Do you have anything to add to that?
Exactly. You don't even have to roll up a towel. What I've done is I just take a bath towel and fold it up and put the head on there to keep you in the neutral position. Whatever works.
Yeah.
So don't worry. And what I have found too for cervical pillows, you talked once about drainage, sinus drainage. These are really, really good. People with sinus problems, you roll up this towel. And what I found, the thickness should be about from the knuckle here to maybe a little bit longer than your finger. That should be the thickness, and that's perfect. Start to sleep like that, and you will be surprised. Your sinuses start to drain. People really love that.
And also, and if you're suffering from headaches, sleeping on your back with the support underneath your neck helps alleviate that also, because it takes the pressure off the fascial tissue that encompasses the cranium. I suffer from migraine headaches, and when I get that, and my husband, he gets headaches sometimes also, and we'll lay down for a moment and just apply that pressure and get the chin up, and it'll, about 3 to 5 minutes. You'll start getting relief, and also relief from the upper trap area. So sleeping position, or just laying down in the proper sleeping position during the day when your body feels completely out of alignment, will help put you back into proper placement so your body can rest for a moment and get that link tension relationship of your muscles going again, so then you can get up and move about your day.
Excellent. I don't have anything else.
I have nothing else to say either.
Yeah. Just don't sleep on your stomach. You're not going to walk around all day long like this.
Yeah, and
your neck gets kinked.
Absolutely. And just to recap, sleeping position is so important for postural correction also. So if you're going through some kind of therapy or some kind of issues, chiropractic care with doc, or
whatever, yes,
skeletal muscular issues, postural, whatever, recovering from an injury, postural integrity is so important. And you cannot move forward in functionality if you are not sleeping correctly. The proper sleeping position will just further integrate proper posture.
Well, it slows down your healing.
Absolutely.
Whoever you're seeing, chiropractor, physical therapist, you're trying to realign everything. If you're going back to bed and you're going to be there for 7-8 hours in the wrong position, you're just going back to where you were. So it takes time for the body to heal a little bit more.
Absolutely.
So it delays your healing.
Thank you for joining us today, kids. This was a lot of fun. I hope you got a lot of information. We kind of threw a lot of stuff out there today. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember, episode 4 is going to be on June 8th. We're going to change our time to 6 p.m. And we're going to be focusing on stretching, what it really is, what we're really using it for, when to use it, when a muscle feels like it should be stretched and shouldn't be stretched, chiropractic care, sports medicine, the whole 9 yards. Tell a friend, and we hope to see you, on the 8th?
June 8th.
Yes.
6 o'clock.
Yeah, until then, tell a friend, and thank you for joining us.
Enjoy your week.
Oh, yeah. And experiment with that new sleeping position. It's free. Go to your linen closets, get your hand towels or a bath towel, try it out. And you know what? Let us know. Let us know in a couple days if it's making an improvement. We would love to hear from you.
Please do. Bye.